Hello everyone, myself Deepak Kumar Jha, Assistant Professor at Siddharth College of Pharmacy. Topic for today is powders. In powders, we'll be studying types of powders, advantages and disadvantages of powders, granules, sachets, and tablet triturates. The solid dosage forms are available mostly in unit dosage forms consisting of doses which are taken by numbers such as tablet, capsule, pills, sachets, and powders. When drugs are to be administered orally in dry state, tablets and capsules are the most convenient dosage form. They are effective and patients have no problem in their handling and administration. Some solids are packed and supplied in bulk powder. The bulk powders meant for external use are dusting powder, insufflations, stuffs, and tooth powders. The bulk powders meant for internal use are supplied either as granules or fine powders. A pharmaceutical powder is a mixture of finely divided drug or chemical in dry form. These are solid dosage form of medicament which are meant for internal and external use. They are available in crystalline or amorphous form. The particle size of the powder plays an important role in physical, chemical, and biological properties of the dosage form. There is a relationship between particle size of powder and dissolution, absorption, and therapeutic efficacy of the drugs. Advantages of the powders. Powders are one of the oldest dosage form and are used both internally and externally. Powders are more stable than liquid dosage form. Method of preparation of powders. During powdering, weighing, and mixing, there is loss of powder which cannot be avoided. Therefore, while calculating the quantity of the ingredients, calculate for one extra powder than required, extra dose of powder than required. The dispensing balance are not very sensitive. It is difficult to weigh the quantity less than 2 grain or 100 mg on the dispensing balance. Therefore, the quantities weighing less than 2 gram or 100 mg must be triturated with a suitable diluent such as lactose so that the quantities are made weighable and dispensing balance. The crystalline substances are powdered separately and then weighed the required quantity of each ingredient, mixed all the ingredients ascending in ascending order of their weight and mixed thoroughly to form a homogeneous mixing mixing of powders. The powders must be mixed by any one of the following methods: spatulation, trituration, geometric dilution, Sifting, tumbling. Spatulation. In this method, mixing of powders is done by the movement of a spatula throughout the powder on a sheet of paper or on a porcelain tile. This method is very useful in mixing small amount of powders, solid substances that liquefy or form eutectic mixture when in close and prolonged contact with one another, since very little compression or compact results. The method is not suitable for large quantities of powders or for powders containing one or more potent substance because homogeneous blending may not occur. Trituration. It is used both to reduce particle size and mix powders. If particle size reduction is desired, along with mixing of powders, a porcelain mortar with a rough inner surface is preferred to a glass mortar with a smooth working surface. A glass mortar may be preferred for chemicals that may strain a porcelain surface and for simple mixing of substance without special need of comminution. A glass mortar cleans more readily after use. Geometric dilution. The method is used when potent substances are to be mixed with a large amount of diluent. The potent drug is placed upon an approximately equal volume of the dilute in a mortar, and the substances are slightly mixed by trituration. A second portion of the diluent equal in volume to the powder mixture in the mortar is added and trituration is repeated. The process is continued, adding diluent volume to the mixture in the mortar at each step until all the diluent is incorporated. For example, if 100 mg of potent drug is required to be mixed with 900 mg of lactose, then according to geometric dilution, the following procedure should be followed. Sifting. The powders are mixed by passing through sifter. This process results in a light fluffy product and is generally not acceptable for incorporation of potent drugs into a diluent base. Tumbling. Tumbling is the process of mixing powders in a large container rotated by an electric motor. These blenders are widely employed in industry as large volume powder mixers. Packing of powders. Powders may be wrapped in paper or dispensed in bulk powder in a wide mouth container. Wrapping of powders weigh the required number of powders and quantity of powder and wrap in the paper. White glazed paper is generally used for wrapping. The wrapping should be done on a clean tile or large sheet of glazed paper to protect the product. The products powders are wrapped in the following manner. Cut the required number of powder papers in a suitable size, that is 120 mm to 100 mm. Arrange the paper with their long edges parallel to the front of the bench and turn up the long edge of each paper to about 1/7 of its width. Weigh out the powder and place towards the front of the paper. Carry the front of the paper over the turned up edges. Bring the turn up down and then fold this edge forward until it covers about 2/3 of the distance to the near edge of the packet. Turn the edges of the packet under using the powder folder so that the overlap is equal at both sides. Form the creases using a clean flexible spatula, but avoid excess pressure which would cause caking of enclosed powder. The packets are arranged in pairs, flap to flap, and restrained with an elastic band. The wrapped powder are sent in an envelope if number of powders are less than 6. In case of large quantity, the boxes are preferred. In well-wrapped powder, there should be no powder within the flaps or folds. When powder is opened for administration, the powder material should appear in the center of the paper. Classification of powders: bulk powder for internal use, bulk powder for external use, Simple and compound powder for internal use, powders enclosed in sachets and capsules, compressed powders, that is tablets. Bulk powder for internal use, powders are dispensed in bulk powders when accuracy of dosage is not important. Bulk powder contains several doses of powder. These are supplied in wide mouth container that permits easy removal of a spoonful of powder. The non-potent substances which are supplied in bulk are antacids. Bulk powder for external use. Bulk powders meant for external use are non-potent substances. These powders are supplied in cardboard, glass, or plastic containers, which are often designed for specific method of application. The dusting powders are preferably supplied in perforated and sifted top containers. The container should bear a label indicating that the powder is meant for external application. The bulk powders which are commonly used for external application are as follows: dusting powder, insufflation, snuff, dentifrices. Dusting powder, these are meant for external application to the skin and are generally applied in a very fine state of subdivision to avoid. Dusting powders are of two types, medical and surgical. Medical dusting powders are used mainly for superficial skin condition, whereas surgical dusting powders are used in body cavities and as to on major wounds as a result of burns and umbilical cord of infants. Surgical dusting powders must be sterilized before use, whereas medical dusting powders must be free from pathogenic microorganisms. Insufflations. These are medicated dusting powders meant for introduction into the body cavity, such as nose, throat, ears, and vaping, with the help of apparatus known as insufflator. It sprays the powder into a stream of finely divided particles all over the site of application. The following difficulties are, however, generally faced while using insufflations. It is difficult to obtain a measured quantity of drug as a uniform dose. It gets blocked when it is slightly wet or the powder used is wet. Insufflations should be finely divided powders so that a stream of fine particles of the medicament gets applied to the site of application. Nowadays, the insufflations are available in the form of pressure aerosols. These are used for administration of potent drugs. This method has advantages of excellent control of drug dose through metered valves. Moreover, it also protects the product from external environment. Insufflations are used to produce a local effect. Snuffs. These are finely divided solid dosage form of medicament which are inhaled into nostrils for its antiseptic, bronchodilator, decongestant action. Snuffs are dispensed in flat metal boxes with hinged lids. Dentifrices, tooth powders. These are applied with the help of a toothbrush for cleaning the surface of the teeth. They contain a suitable detergent of soaps, some abrasive substance, and suitable flavor. The abrasive agents such as calcium sulfate, magnesium carbonate are used in fine powder form. A strong abrasive substance should, however, not be used as it may damage the simple and compound powder for internal use. In this form, the powder, each individual dose is enclosed in paper. The number of ingredients must be one in case of simple powder or more than one in case of compound powder. The minimum quantity of each powder should not be less than 100 mg so that it can be handled conveniently by patient and can be weighed accurately. While dispensing simple and compound powder, following rules should be observed. Weigh the ingredient after calculating for one extra powder. If the quantity of an ingredient is not directly weighable, can calculate for sufficient extra powders to produce directly weighable quantity. In case of potent ingredients, calculate the amount of lactose to be mixed to make each powder directly weighable. If the powder contains a liquid, the weight of which is unknown, adjust the mixed material by addition of lactose so that each powder is directly variable. Simple powder. A simple powder contains only one ingredient, either in crystalline or amorphous form. When a powder is in crystalline form, it is reduced to fine powder. Weigh the powder and divided into number of doses and wrapped as individual dose. Compound powder. Compound powders contain two or more than two substances which are mixed together and then divided in desired number of individual doses which are dispensed in each powder. Powders enclosed in sachets. Sachets are the solid unit dosage form of drugs. These are molded from rice paper, which are made by pouring a mixture of rice flour and water between two hot polished revolving cylinders. The water evaporates and the sheet of wafer is formed. Sachets are used to enclose noxious and disagreeable powder and are available in different sizes to hold drugs from zero point 0.2 to 15 gram indoors. Sachets are also known as wafer capsule. They are quite hard to swallow as such, but they are softened by dipped into water for few seconds and then placed on the tongue and swallowed with draught of water. After swallowing, sachets get disintegrated and drug is released. Advantages of sachets. They can be made easily because no complicated machinery is required. They disintegrate quickly in the stomach. The drug can be easily dispensed in sachets. Large doses of drug can be swallowed by using. Disadvantages. They must be softened before swallowing. They are easily damaged. They cannot protect the enclosed drug from light and moisture. The cell of sachets is fragile, so the drug content cannot compress in sachets. They are not suitable for filling drug by large-scale machinery. Sachets are of two types, wet seal and dry seal. A wet seal sachet is made up of two similar convex half having flat edges. The weight quantity of the powder drug is placed in one half and the edge of the other half are moistened with water and placed exactly over the first half containing the drug. The flat edge of the both of the halves are pressed together in order to seal it perfectly. Dry seal sachets. Dry seal sachets consist of two halves, the upper half and the lower half. The diameter of the upper half is slightly larger than the lower half. The powder drug is filled in the lower half and upper half is fitted over it. The filled sachets are then sealed in a machine by pressing the two halves, removed and packed in. Packing and storing of sachets. The sachets are packed in boxes or tins in which they are placed on their edges or lying flat. The container containing the sachets should be labeled with a direction for its use. Immerse in water for a few seconds and then swallow with a draught of tablet triturates, molded tablets. These are powdered, molded into tablets. Molded tablets are flat, circular discs and usually contains a potent substance which is mixed with lactose, dextrose, or some other suitable diluent. The apparatus used for the preparation of the tablet triturates is made up of stainless steel or plastic. It consists of an upper perforated plate which is having an exactly the same number of holes as that of the number of pegs in a lower plate. The lower plate also having two large pegs which ensure correct fitting of the plate. The molds are available in different sizes having a capacity ranging from 30 to 250 mg. Generally 50 to 250 tablet trisurates can be prepared at a time from tablet trisurate mold. The solid medicament and diluent are finely powdered, converted into stiff paste with the help of alcohol 60%. The upper plate of the apparatus is placed on a clean tile and the paste is pressed into the holes with the spatula. While filling the holes of the upper plate, every care is taken to fill each hole completely and remove the excess. This plate is placed over the lower plate. A little pressure is applied over the top plate which will force the plate movement downward, leaving the mold tablet on the projected pegs. The ejected tablets are spread in a single layer of clean surface and dried in a hot air oven or by keeping in warm place. Nowadays, automatic tablet triturate machines are available which can prepare 2500 tablet triturates per minute. Calibration of the mold, the exact capacity of each mold must be determined before use.